Good morning, class. I am Rafi G. Aguilar, and I am your teacher in DISS, or the Disciplines and Ideas in Social Sciences. Social Science. Lesson 1, Social Sciences, the study of society. So this will be our topic for this morning. But before we proceed to our formal discussion, I have prepared our objectives for this morning. So this will be our objectives or our learning targets at the end of this discussion. So first, describe social sciences as a comprehensive study of society. Second, compare and contrast social sciences, natural sciences, and humanities. And last, appreciate the importance of social sciences as instruments to deeply understand the society. Okay, so based on the image shown on the screen, what can you say about the picture? Do you still remember the Battle of Marawi, or more popularly known as Marawi Siege? So clearly, the image that was shown on the screen was the Battle of Marawi, or popularly known as Marawi Siege. So let's hear the story. For historians, it will never be forgotten since this armed conflict is considered as the longest urban battle in the Philippine modern history. This 5-month-long armed conflict between the armed forces of the Philippines and the militants, including the Mauti group and the Abu Sayyaf, that are both associated with the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant ISIL, had caused over 1,000 casualties and left the beautiful Islamic city of Marawi in ruins. On October 17, 2017, the day after the militant leaders of both groups were reportedly killed during an operation, this battle finally ended and Marawi city was liberated. However, the impact of this urban battle can still be seen, especially on the people of Marawi city who lived through its terrors. So imagine that this may be put in our Philippine history. So the 5-month-long armed conflict between the armed forces of the Philippines and the militants, including the Mauti group and the Abu Sayyaf, that are both associated with the Islamic State of Iraq, had caused over 1,000 casualties and left the beautiful Islamic city of Marawi in ruins. So it was clearly devastated. Many innocent people were died during that scenario. So that's it. This scenario has something to do with our lesson for today. Okay. That is why many Filipinos are asking about the government's preparedness for this kind of conflict and the measures that it's doing to prevent another battle to commence. Luckily, these questions can be resolved by the various disciplines of social sciences, which investigate the different factors that affect and shape individuals and societies, such as culture, history, politics, and many more. Social sciences, as the systematic study of human society, can be considered as helpful tools that provide the necessary knowledge and skills for us to deeply understand several social phenomena and, more importantly, to make our world a better place to live in. So that's a social science. By the way, what do you mean by social science? So it was stated on the slide that social science as the systematic study of human society. What do you mean by society? Society that includes the people living in that particular place, a region, a culture, a group of peoples with the same common goals. So that's that's what is society. But we're talking about social sciences. So it is the systematic study of human society. When we say about systematic, when we say systematic study of human society, it involves a step-by-step process. So there will be a process, no? They will undergo a certain process that can be considered as helpful tools. So it can be a tools in order to what? To make the society better. There will be this could be used as a tool in order to solve conflict, to solve chaos, to solve problems. That's what the purpose of the social sciences, as the systematic study of human society. Remember that. Social sciences as the systematic study of human society. So it's an helpful tool that provides the necessary knowledge and skills for us to deeply understand several social phenomena and, more importantly, to make our world a better place to live in. So their mission or their purpose is to make our place a better place to live in. To making our world to be a better place to live in. Social sciences. Essentially, the term social sciences is defined as the body of knowledge concerned with the methodical study of various aspects of our society. So it concerns with the methodical study of various aspects of our society because it is defined as the body of knowledge. Numerous social phenomena like war, conflict, or any kinds of chaos, even the coronavirus pandemic. So those are social phenomena. Why phenomena? Because this is not normal. It is unusual. And the impacts of these occurrences on people's lives. So what are the impacts? Like, for example, the coronavirus pandemic. What is the impact of this pandemic to the lives of the people? So, of course, the health. It will affect the health of the people living, not just about the health, but of course the economy of the society. It is also characterized as the area of the study that deals with the human behavior. So it also deals with the human behavior, how the person or the human behaves in a particular society. And its cultural and social facets. Social and cultural facets. So social, cultural, like their beliefs, traditions, and practices. So those are cultural and social facets. Also, it is considered as the branch of science that focuses on the interpersonal relationships among people living in a society. So it also considered as the branch of science because it also focuses on the interpersonal relationship. When we say interpersonal relationship, how the people interact with each other within the society. Within the people living in that particular society, how they behave, how they interact, how they socialize with the person, with other people living in that particular society. Next, over the past centuries, social sciences focused on the contributing factors or elements that molded and governed the development of human civilization. So, over the past centuries, social sciences focuses on contributing factors that could help and shape or molded and govern the development of human civilization. So we have to inculcate the importance of social sciences in human civilization. So that's all what social sciences is. Okay, the elements of social sciences. So what are the elements of social sciences? As you can see, there are two words comprising the term social sciences. These words represent the two substantial elements of social sciences, which are the society or the social, and the empirical analysis or the science. That is why social is society and empirical analysis is the science. Okay, that's the represents the two substantial elements of social sciences. Again, society for social and empirical analysis for science. So that is called as social sciences. Social, that is society, and sciences, that is empirical analysis. So society, the first element of social sciences, puts the entire body of knowledge in individuals as social beings and their social backgrounds or environment. So their backgrounds, their environments, so that's the individual as a social beings. That the backgrounds of that particular person, his culture, what are the values he attributed based on his environments or within a particular society. In situate social sciences in people and social issues that are affecting them. So how these social issues affect the person living in the particular society. So that's it. And on the other hand, empirical analysis places the social sciences in the academic mode of investigation because sciences that involves it is a systematic study. There is an investigation, there is an experimentation, there is an observation because that is science. That is science about human society. So academic mode of investigation about human society using the scientific method, the systematic and rational process of obtaining knowledge. So it uses scientific method. What are those scientific methods? Hypothesis, observation. So there are many scientific methods that could be used for the systematic and rational process of obtaining the knowledge. So it involves observation, experimentation. That's what is science all about, right? Unlike the social, it deals with the study of the human behavior, how they will behave within the society, and who are those people living in the society, right? Family as the basic unit of society. Okay, and of course the person, all the people living in that particular society. So that is social. Again, for the society, that is social. For the empirical analysis, that is science. So that those are the two words represents the two substantial elements of social sciences. So what are the two substantial elements of social sciences? First is the society, which is the social. And the second one is the empirical analysis, which is the science. Okay, so shall we proceed to the next slide? Shall. Because of this element, learning about society and understanding the things that are happening in it need to be conducted experimentally, such as having a need observation, critical analysis, and interpretation of social facts, which include data and information about particular social phenomenon identified from individuals living within a certain society. So this element is also the reason why social sciences are recognized as scientific disciplines which help people grasp the idea of society and its complexities. So these elements, learning about the society and understanding the things that are happening, need to be conducted experimentally. It should not be conducted as normal as it can. It requires a deep understanding, a deep observation, a deep experimentation. Remember, you are dealing how you are going to solve the social issues or phenomenon, this occurrence that would affect the lives of the people living in a particular society. So it requires a lot of attention. You have to focus on the certain issue and then until you come up with the possible solutions that could resolve the conflict. That is how social sciences played important role in the society. Gets? So it requires an experimentally, such as observation, critical analysis, observation. So what are your observation depending upon the situation or the current situation they are facing? And then the critical analysis, you have to analyze critically. So you have to broaden your understanding, broaden your way of analyzation. And interpretation of social facts. What are social facts that could help you to resolve the problem of that particular situation? And identifies from the individuals living with a certain society. So this element is also the reason why social sciences are recognized as scientific disciplines which help people grasp the idea of society and its complexities. Next, history of social sciences. So, the history of social sciences. Okay, so the roots of some of the important concepts and purposes of social sciences go completely back to the ancient Greece. So, the roots and purposes, the important concepts and purposes of social sciences go completely back to the ancient Greece. The contribution of the ancient Greece in the area of social thought are still noticeable even up to this day. So it still exists until now, until these days. We have social sciences today because of the Greeks' willpower to understand everything in the essence of rational inquiry. When we say essence, it's very important. So because of Greeks' willpower to understand everything. Without the determination, the Renaissance and the Enlightenment, Renaissance means pagkabuhay, muling pagkabuhay or rebirth. Enlightenment to historical periods where some of the major evolutionary ideas emerged. So, what are the two historical periods? The Renaissance and Enlightenment. So, some of the major evolutionary ideas emerged. Sumulpot, that is emerge, sumulpot, or move out, move away, would not have served their own respective purposes in the course of our civilization, especially the Enlightenment during on 17th century to 18th century, where the study of society started to become somewhat scientific. So, Enlightenment on 17th century to 18th century, where the study of society started to become somewhat scientific. So, what year, what century did where the study of society started to become somewhat scientific? So 17th Enlightenment, 17th to 18th century. Remember that. Okay, question. So before and during the age of Enlightenment, the approaches used by several social philosophers in examining human societies were much more philosophical than scientific, because philosophy deals with the study of life. Numerous philosophies, the intellectual or social philosophers who shaped the 18th century Enlightenment considered this as a disagreeable, continuing influence of the past that is needed to be opposed through enlightenment, critical reason, and if necessary, revolution. So disagreeable on the 18th century, consider this as disagreeable, continuing the influence of the past that is needed to be opposed through enlightenment, critical reason, and if necessary, revolution or reform. That is revolution. Next. Because of this new spirit, several important contributions were made for the social sciences during the Age of Enlightenment, such as growth when it comes to the consciousness of the diversity of human experience in our world, spreading sense of the cultural or social character of human actions within society, and most prominently, the development. Prominently means flourish or important, no? The development of ideal of a science of society, a distinct area of study that has its particular distinctive focus of attention. So, because of this new spirit, several important contributions were made for the social sciences on the Age of Enlightenment because of this new spirit. Although social sciences have their own distinguishing subject matters, these fields utilize the same philosophical system that directed the progress of other disciplines such as physical sciences and biological sciences. So, biological deals with the study of life, right? Physical, it involves the mga physical appearance, and that is positivism. So, physical sciences and biological, that is positivism. Okay. So, what is positivism? So, this is positivism. Positivism is a philosophy that believes that every single reasonable affirmation can be scientifically proven or tested by empirical sciences or is capable of mathematical or logical evidence. So, positivism, because it has a strong evidence that undergoes an empirical experiment or mathematical or logical evidence. So, capable of mathematical or logical evidence, that is positivism. Philosophy that believes that every single reasonable affirmation can be scientifically proven. When we say scientifically proven, that involves their evidence. How this something exists, what are the reasons, it will answer the question what, why, and how. Okay. So, that is scientific proven or tested by empirical sciences. That is positive. Okay, philosophical theory. So, this philosophical theory is guiding social sciences in grasping and explaining numerous social phenomena through systematic observation. So, there is a process observation. Critical analysis, that's analysis, and interpretation of social facts found among the people living in a specific society, such as interpersonal relationships and human activities. But when it talks about theory, it's not just proven, right? Philosophical theory, it's not, it is a theory only. It's not exactly true because it's only a theory. That's it's tentative. It's not yet proven. But interpretations of social facts found among the people living in a specific society, such as interpersonal relationship and human activities. So there is an interaction with the people living in that particular society and the activities that they are doing. Yes, under the philosophical theory, but it's only a theory. Compared to positivism that involves it answers the mathematical or logical reason or evidence. Yes. Next. Okay, Auguste Comte. Auguste Comte, born on the year 1798 and died on the year 1857. The founder of positivism and the one who foreshadowed the use of this philosophy in studying human behaviors, argued that metaphysics and theology are imperfect methods in searching for knowledge, that rational thought is far more powerful in comparison to faith and superstition in explaining different social phenomena. He proposed that theism and metaphysics should be rejected since these modes of knowledge cannot be proven by empirical analysis and therefore are unreliable. Theism. When I say theism, those who believes the existence of God, right? The existence of God, even if you will not see His physical body, but you believe the existence of God. So that is what we call as theism. The opposite of that is the atheist, meaning you're not a God non-believer. That is atheist. But theism is a believer of God. So even if there is no such things that you need to see before you believe, but theism is because you believe the existence of God, even if you didn't see his physical appearance. So according to Auguste Comte, he proposed that theism and metaphysics should be rejected since these modes of knowledge cannot be proven. Because it cannot be proven because there is no such the existence of an object or something that could support in order to give justice of something. Like it could be proven because the way to give justice on a particular object is by showing evidences that could support in order for others to believe. But theism and metaphysics should be rejected because these modes of knowledge cannot be proven by empirical analysis. It's hard to show their evidences because theism believes the existence of the existence of God. So though you haven't seen God, but you still believe on it. So that is theism. So that's according to Auguste Comte. Next. Natural sciences and humanities. So natural sciences and humanities. Natural sciences. Okay, what is natural sciences? Natural sciences, or the sciences of nature, give attention on investigating every single natural phenomenon that occurred or is currently happening in our world using tangible evidences like natural forces, fossils, and artifacts. So it's very clear. Natural phenomenon that occurred or is currently happening in our world using tangible evidences. Tangible meaning we can see it through our naked eyes, like natural forces, fossils, and artifacts. So that's the natural sciences. How about humanities? So humanities are academic disciplines that study numerous human conditions and the manners wherein the human experiences are treated and recorded. Additionally, these studies aim to comprehend the human perspective of individuals, social existence, and the responses these people are displaying on different occurrences. For instance, the literary works of Jose Rizal, such as Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, aim to educate the Filipinos on the persecutions experienced by our countrymen during the Spanish regime. So, somehow that involves like in literature, the works of Jose Rizal, the existence, perspective of individual social existence. That is humanities. So that's all for today, class. Thank you for having your time with me. And hopefully you've understand our lesson. So that's all for today. Thank you. Once again, this is Rafi Aguilar, your teacher in the DISS subject. God bless everyone. Goodbye.